Judges Corner is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, the best online retailer for Magic the Gathering singles and sealed product, and gatheringmagic.com, your place to explore the game. Now it's time for Judges Corner.
Hey everyone, David Green here, host of Judges Corner. Today we're going to be going over a lot of viewer-specific questions on cards specifically from Dragons of Tarkir, because, well, that's the next set coming out and you seem to have a lot of questions about those cards. So go ahead and sit back and enjoy the show. Siva asked, if I have an Eidolon of the Great Revel on the battlefield and cast Pitiless Horde for its dash cost, will it trigger the Eidolon? Yes, the Eidolon will. Dash does not change the converted mana cost written on the spell. It's just an alternative casting cost to cast the spell, much like how, inversely, Eidolon will not trigger if you cast a Force of Will by exiling a blue card and paying 1 life. Our next viewer question was, can you have Narset Transcendent use their -2 ability on Temporal Trespass? And what will happen? Will the spell rebound, giving you a 3rd turn? You'll only get 1 additional turn. The part of the effect that exiles Temporal Trespass will happen before we apply the replacement effect from Rebound. The Temporal Trespass will use up the Planeswalker's Rebound granting effect. But because it never attempts to go to the graveyard upon resolution, the replacement effect on Rebound can't apply to the spell, and it will not rebound. You'll only get 1 extra turn. Our next question comes from Mr. Light Matters, and they asked, if a player uses Deflecting Palm on an attacking creature with Double Strike, will the creature's damage be deflected for double? Deflecting Palm would only deflect the damage the creature would deal in 1 damage step, and not both. This is because the card only applies to the next time that the source would deal damage, and not for all of the damage it would deal throughout the entire turn. So, for the Double Strike, it would only apply to the first damage step. The damage gets prevented this way, and Deflecting Palm deals the same amount of damage it prevented back to the owner of the source. After that, the Double Striking creature will eventually continue on to deal damage again in the normal damage step. Also, you can prevent damage from attacking creatures with either protection from red or white, because Deflecting Palm says source of your choice instead of target source. This means you aren't targeting the source with Deflecting Palm, which gets away with any abilities protecting the source from being targeted, like with protection from a certain color, or hexproof. Our next question from Danny is, if the amount of counters on a jar of eyeballs is equal to or greater than the amount of cards in your deck, do you shuffle after getting a card, or do you get to rearrange your deck in whatever order you want after using Jar of Eyeballs? You basically do as much as you can, which in this case, if you had 22 eyes in the jar and only 20 cards in your deck, you'd get to basically retrieve 1 card from your deck, and put the remaining 19 back in any order that you want. Our final question is from Ken, and he asked, if I have a Silumgar the Drifting Death, and I play Dragonlord Silumgar, what happens to them? Does the legend rule make me get rid of one of them? I know that if I have 2 different Ajanis out, I have to pick and keep one, but I'm not sure if that's the same for creatures. The legend rule and the Planeswalker rule are similar, but they differ in that the Planeswalker uniqueness rule uses the Planeswalker type, and any that share a type are subject to that rule, like a Garruk Wildspeaker and a Garruk Apex Predator, sharing the type Garruk. Legends use the same rule essentially, but instead of comparing the type, we compare the name of the legendary creature. So in this case, you can have both versions of the dragon out. Well, that's it for our episode. If you have any questions about this episode, or just any other Magic questions in general, you can always send us an email at judgescorner@gatheringmagic.com. Or you can leave a comment below, and myself or someone else will be happy to get back to you as soon as possible. And if you like this video, we'd like it if you liked it. It really helps our channel out a lot. Until next time, make sure to shuffle thoroughly, play at a reasonable pace, have fun, and keep on sending us your questions.